Thought and hoped that Mace Windu was actually Snoke instead of this bullshit twist we got. He for sure survived that fall. I mean, how many times have Jedi fell and survived? Hell, Darth Maul was even chopped in half and fell and still lived. And yeah, I know Snoke is white and Mace is black. He either had that same disease Michael Jackson had, or he was deformed from the Force lightning from Palpatine. Mace always had a little dark side in him. I mean, look at his lightsaber. It's purple, like some of those Sith from the KOTOR video games, like Darth Raven, for example. And no, don't be racist. It's not because he's a black guy like Luke Ahsoka. After what Anakin did, he wanted revenge on all the Skywalkers. I mean, why would Snoke be so obsessed with Luke? And get this, Kylo Ren, who was trained by Snoke, has the exact same fighting style and lightsaber form as Mace Windu. And the biggest twist, bigger than Darth Vader being his father, is that our hero Finn is related to Snoke, aka Mace Windu.
Yeah, and then I started watching the original prequels again, and they're just not doing it like they used to. So of course when I started playing the video games, because obviously the comics had matched up with the video games, and I'm sitting here thinking like, the Sith are the good guys the whole time. And then I also started thinking about like, how they are training children with lightsabers. Like, I wouldn't even trust a normal person with a lightsaber, let alone children. So honestly, it was just really amazing how they ended up doing that. And yeah, I really do think that the Sith are the good people, and I really think more people should come to that.
Good shit. Oh, hi. I'm Barf Jr. I'm a mod. Half man, half dog. I'm my own best friend. And I'm the son of the original mod, you know, Barf Sr. This was his jumpsuit, but it's mine now because he's no longer with us. Rest in peace to the original mod. Speaking of, I never realized just how much Disney Star Wars actually ripped off my father's adventures. Foreman's Casino Planet trying to tell us how capitalism is bad, or when our so-called heroes got arrested for illegally parking. You know, it was just much like when my father and his partner Lone Star were trying to save Princess Vespa. They don't have an original thought inside their head. Or like the fact that Rey has the yellow lightsaber in The Rise of Skywalker the same way Lone Star did. Or, you know, when Snoke was telling Kylo to remove his helmet, the same way President Scrooge was telling Dark Helmet to remove his. Or even in the spin-off films, Disney Star Wars doesn't stop, because in the spin-off films, like in Rogue One, there's a planet that's completely encased in glass like a dome, much like Duridia was when it was getting robbed of all its air. They don't have a single original thought in their body at all. Just destroyed, and that's cool and all, I got no problem with that, but she was literally there just for the sake of selling toys. It's just like what Uncle Yogurt once said, merchandising, the search for more money. But I gotta give it to him, though remaking Spaceballs without the humor was pretty ballsy.
strongest Jedi, Anakin had this power and he didn't think to, I don't know, use it? And, you know, in Revenge of the Sith, Padme was starting to wonder if she was on the wrong side. He could have used that. And they could have been the power couple of the galaxy. Just imagine Luke and Leia being trained under their father. Or even Palpatine. And I mean, yeah, I know that would make them bad guys, but hear me out. At least we wouldn't have had to deal with that awkward kiss. Rise of Skywalker would take on a whole new meaning. And you know, we all know that the bad guys are always more interesting than the good guys. Like, who has the high ground now, Obi-Wan?
Yeah, and also, in that last movie, I don't know, just something about that man in the bearded robe, like, I need him. Obi-Wan has just one of my crushes for, like, such a long time. And especially when he was fighting with Anakin in that last scene, and he's like, oh, you have the power, like, I just wish that robe would have fell off, honestly, because then he was all sweaty and dirty, and there's just something about that, like, I kind of love that. I love that. Something about older men just gets me off.
But don't get me started on Star Wars, though, because that Obi-Wan Kenobi awakens my gender fluidity like no other. If you get me alone in a room with him, I will turn into a she/her so fucking fast. But then if you leave me alone in a room with his pretty wife, Ramona Flowers, I'll turn into a he/him, Don Juan de la Nooch. Hey there, baby. Know what I'm saying? But if you get me into a glorious threesome with the both of them, got me turning to that whole they-them thing. Hey, being freaky is in my nature. I'm a naughty-ass model. Anyway.
For sure picked Obi-Wan. He is criminally undershadowed by all those Anakin simps out there. I mean, whatever floats your boat, but we all know how that turned out. And then, I mean, we have the Han Solo simp, and I get that he's a badass, but so emotionally unavailable. And then there's Kylo Ren. Here, listen. If I had to pick between Kylo Ren and Jar Jar Binks, I'd pick Jar Jar Binks. I guess Luke is alright, but I would never trust a guy who can kiss his own sister, let alone the fact that I'm still mad at him for the shit he pulled in The Last Jedi. Obi-Wan would never. And plus, if you go with Obi-Wan, you get that delicious forbidden love trope because, you know, he's a Jedi and all. And I mean, yeah, you could get that with Anakin, and Luke too, but I just feel like it wouldn't be as dramatic, since I feel like, well, we know how easy it was for Anakin to break the sacred rules, but I feel like it'd be much harder for Obi-Wan. Not to mention, I mean, I think I could get used to hearing hello there every morning.
Gosh, what is it? Oh! It's my birthday present. Okay, so I'm not like one of those other fans that like gatekeeps all of the newer and older movies. Like, how do you expect to welcome new fans if you won't even let them like get on in the know? I could never be one of those that gatekeeps, but also because Star Wars is just so good for its time, and you want everybody to be able to enjoy it, so I don't really understand why other people are gatekeeping. Like, you're not that cool. If you gatekeep Star Wars, I know that you probably live in your mom's basement, and you probably don't even know what deodorant is, so, but that's just my opinion, honestly, so.
Good. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Anyway, what can I do you for? Opinions? Oh man, I got opinions for days. I could just go on and on all day, especially like if you just get me going. I just want to stop, man. Say, do you want to know the difference between a tangent and a rant? A tangent is when you love something so much that you can just go on about it forever.
date with one Star Wars character, again, it would probably be Obi-Wan. I don't know why, but something about him in that robe, and then a man who just, like, really, really cares. And a man with beard. No, I didn't grow up with a father, but I just don't think that's related. But honestly, he's so gorgeous, and the actor that plays him just aged like fine wine. And I know that Obi-Wan would be the kind of man to open the door for me if I got out of the car, and I know that man's paying, his pockets be full, and I know under that robe, he's probably got something real good for me. You know, little dessert after dinner. What was the question again?
For instance, full screen versus widescreen. You know how much I hate watching movies with that zoomed in full screen perspective that just cuts out so much of the frame? Like, half of everything I want to see is halfway out of the frame. Like, you don't realize just how much Spider-Man is really in Spider-Man 2 until, you know, you actually watch it in widescreen. Or Four Brothers, for instance, like when the guy falls and breaks his leg, you actually see all the bones sticking out of his leg and not just a little part of it. All the stuff you want to see is out of the frame with full screen. That's why I like Quentin Tarantino's movies. You know why? Because all of them are widescreen. You see all the perspective.
Honestly, that's a really great question. Leia's always been one of my favorite characters, no matter like what she's wearing too. And I think it was really awesome that they did branch on women Jedi in the newer movies. But I think it would have been really awesome if Leia actually got trained as a Jedi, because I just think it would make sense. Like, since the brother and sister, I know she definitely had a little bit of Jedi powers, and they definitely like went over that in the newer movie. So I'm like kind of upset that they didn't branch on it further, especially because the actor Carrie Fisher had passed away. So now we won't even like get those questions answered. And you know what? The girls just want a female Jedi, really. Like, I think we deserve that. And yeah, we had Rey, but we could have went off with the original, and I think that would have made a really great storyline too. But that's just me.
All the characters, you know, and they're really well-made movies. And they're so beautiful. You know, like Quentin Tarantino could direct every movie for all I care, and every single one of them would have to have Samuel L. Jackson in some way. And if Quentin Tarantino got to do his own Star Trek movie, it would have to be, you know, a purple suit, much like how he had a purple lightsaber in Star Wars. That's because Mace Windu was, you know, one of those guys where he's a great Jedi. He's gonna be the bearer of the light side through and through, but he's still got that dog in him. He's still gonna use the dark side here and there, like when he has to destroy a droid army that, you know, is flanking in on his troops. He just destroys them violently so that, you know, he wins the battle. That makes sense. But then he holds Anakin back because of his jealousy. He thought that he was the chosen one, just for it to be this kid picked up off Tatooine by some Jedi that he typically disagrees with. You know.
And don't even get me started on Padme's outfits and the clones. Oh my gosh, like, that costuming director, I hope they were treated well. I hope they got a nice big fat dinner, because I mean, the silks, the colors, the way they had invented an entire wardrobe, like, especially it's so hard because you're in space and you're creating this entire different universe. So to do something super original like that, that deserves an award. Like, my dream wedding, my daily picks, if I could wear absolutely anything, it would definitely be those gorgeous robes that they had designed for her, especially the gold one or the purple one where they're out in the field. It's really, really gorgeous. And not to mention that little cunty number that they did with the white crop top and the white pants and the belt. That was serving. And especially the way that they incorporated like 2000s fashion into it was really great. And I think everybody's happy with it because, you know, it's just her. She's just so gorgeous. It was really great. Costumings are probably my favorite part about it.
Did you know that George Lucas wanted Tupac Shakur to be Mace Windu before he died? I'd love to wake up in a world where it's that timeline.
I'm really anxious if this movie frickin' sucks. Because you know how movie theaters are right now? You pay $30 a ticket, and to waste my hard money like that, and I totally get it with the original fans and how the last franchise was, but hot take, like, I was just really disappointed with it. There were so many original storylines that we could have went with, and then there was just like so much forced diversity, which they're doing, and now Disney owns Star Wars. So is Rey and Leia Disney princesses now? Like, I just don't get it. Or even worse, is Darth Vader a Disney prince? like, I just don't really get the whole franchise like that. So this movie better be up to my standards, because if I'm spending $30 to sit in a movie theater for a disappointing thing, which I'm just like a diehard fan of, I'll just be upset.
What if Samuel L. Jackson was in a Quentin Tarantino directed Lord of the Rings? That would be the shit, man. Like, he would have to say some legendary shit like, I'm tired of these motherfucking orcs in my motherfucking Middle Earth. Or, even better, yes, those orcs deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell. Or, do they speak Elvish and what? But no, Tarantino would just be focusing on Frodo's little hobbit feet the whole time. I swear, it's every movie with that shit, too. But it's okay, he's got a type. Have you seen Salma Hayek's feet? I fucking would too, man, any day of the week. But there's a difference between pretty feet and yabba dabba doo Fred Flintstone feet. Which one would you rather? Yeah, that ain't gonna yabba dabba do it for me either. Like, and I can kind of understand the appeal. You know, like say a chick wants to put her feet in your lap, or you give her a foot massage or something like that, or she pushes her toes into your back. There is something kind of low-key sexy about it, as long as it's kind of classy in a way and not this whole slobber fest. I mean, nobody likes a disgusting scent. I can be a dirty little mog and lick a lot of things, but I won't lick that.
You know, man, I'm really worried about this movie. I feel like it's a real turning point for the Star Wars franchise at this point, and what if it sucks, like the last one we saw? I mean, honestly, just like the Marvel franchise right now.
You don't even know how hard it is to be a female fan. Not only are you getting stupid questions like, oh, did you even watch all the movies, blah, 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 and then all the boyfriends that you find that just happen to like Star Wars, they're always asking you to wear that one bikini, Slave Leia from A New Hope. And that's just really hard because, like, it's a really great costume, but it just means more to me. Like, just because I'm a girl, I can like Star Wars. I can enjoy it. And even better, I'm a Star Wars fan that owns deodorant. And I think that's really important. So I don't really understand, but I don't really get treated like the other Star Wars characters. And sometimes I think it's because I'm a girl. It's just not fair.